We've got the A10 Men's Lacrosse Championship here at Garber Field in Amherst, Massachusetts, and the weather could not be better as the 4 best teams in the conference square off this afternoon.
Here we go for the opening face-off today.
At the face-off X for UMass in maroon, it is Caleb Hammett. His numbers are down a bit from last year, and he's going up against the double transfer Gavin Ty, the second best face-off man in the conference. It doesn't matter when you come to the postseason because last year in this very game, the 1-4 game, they were upset.
Right, yeah. I mean, you got to play in May. There's all kinds of little elements, surprises, things you're used to, not used to, and you got to manage it minute by minute, play by play, moment by moment. As you see, St. Joe's game possession. 3 red jerseys on. UMass going the other way.
UMass will pick it back up with Hammett.
And you see the relentless pressure. Sorry about that, big guy.
No look there from Hammett, and he did a good job of recovering it initially, but possession will go back to the team that won that initial face-off. You see them now down to 24 to shoot already, and you're just seeing them collapse for the first time.
And I think you're going to see that quite a bit, as we mentioned. Like, UMass is going to want this to be in their offensive end of the field whenever possible. Tobin coming up the hash. They got to reset here if they can gain possession.
Tobin took a shot, and he's slow
Look
to get
at this
up,
effort.
But really good effort by UMass. A whistle will go, and it's going to be a push to give possession to the Hawks, perhaps the Iroquois Nation, and they would glue them together out of one piece of wood. And then eventually in the 80s, it transitioned to the composite stuff that we have now. But they break a lot easier now than they used to back then.
If I was around in that era, I'm aging pretty well, but I appreciate you, Nate Dogg, as you see St. Joe's get downhill here. And that's the problem when you play teams like St. Joe's. Like, you got to have a sliding plan regardless, right? But, like, they mix their points of attack from the point, from the wings at X, and they always have some motion on the inside. You see 35 getting downhill here.
Well, Griffin Mallory, 5 goals, 5 assists for him on the season. Colin Reich draws a slide.
Great recovery there. And I like that slide package there.
Here's
from UMass.
Anderson saved by Note to run their substitution package. It's been end-to-end here so far as UMass looks to equalize at 1.
Physical game here. Good job by Foley handling that slide as he keeps coming around.
Bang! All the way around, and he scores. He took that one from center field around the cage and circled all the way back. Not quite a question mark, but it evens us up 1-1.
Hey, turn the corner, right? Get your name in the paper. Good example of that. You see Foley absorb the slide initially. He keeps coming up the hash, increases his angle, shoots the ball in the back of the net. You want to run your stuff. You want to work the shot clock to your favor on half-field offense and work for the best shot.
UMass, they've got the matchup here if they want a shorty. Instead,
Slow
they'll pass it down. Foley, quick shot, gets saved by
save.
Gross. And Gross out of the cage.
Foley's on a mission.
And a great possession there by the netmind. That was unselfish play there, and that's something that this offense does perhaps better than any other. They are able to grind you out. And now a quick try is through the legs of
you got some laundry.
And you're going to get a 2-minute dead ball assessed here. So you're going to have a chance to add on another as a late hit on that worm burner that just trickled through the cleats.
Yeah, just great stop. Unfortunately, he got pinned in the sideline, so that's like having a triple team. As you see St. Joe's come back here and get back into their 1-4 set.
Levi Anderson, number 8 on the right side, the left-hand shot, scored an all-world goal against UMass a couple weeks ago, and Note makes the save.
Absolutely impressive.
That's a bouncer that's picked up by Bomer.
Oh, Bomer. Good sit down right here by UMass. This is Bomer.
Bomer gets knocked to the ground.
That's a win if you're UMass.
And that fires up the bench as UMass forces the turnover. Tremendous work there from Owen Quinn.
And they're doing so they can recover quickly inside so they don't get any easy goals, on the interior.
Tobin, the head fake, back up top. Breckman, shovel shot, and it's saved on a couple of bounces.
Yep.
Good work by Gross, whose long clearing pass is picked off, but they're going to get a push there on Matthew Cargiulo. The break, and UMass collapsing here. They'll go with a little 2-2 look.
They're being aggressive. They might do a quick hitter. Otherwise, they're probably going to maintain possession going into the next quarter.
Down low, easy try in front. Head fake saved by Note.
Note came to play today. Goalkeeper of the year in this conference.
BTB try goes high and wide. That's creative, and that one will go out of play.
That's 2 doorstep misses, and that's pretty rare.
And they will begin with possession. That's one of the new rules that was adopted recently, and I think for the betterment of the game. They're looking for a third as we begin this second quarter.
You got to watch inside there for UMass.
Quick try, and that is a laser. 3-1. Jesse Jason, the Rookie of the Year in the conference, adds another goal to the Hawks line.
Yeah, you see him, no wasted movement, catches it, loaded, steps hard off the back foot, blows it by a no.
18 goals, 10 assists. It's his 4th man-up goal this year, which ties him for the team lead.
He's got a pair of silky mitts, 2-8.
Bregman will dish it to Tobin. Goal line extended. He'll work his way back and survey his options. 2/3 into this possession. He'll deny the screen. Tobin
so rangy.
Is hit down, and good secondary, good help defense there to take it away.
I mean, they're good enough to make a play right here, especially when you got a guy like Bomber coming up the hash. Nice save.
The buzzer note is there. He holds his near post well. He is sneaky athletic. Now, people might be surprised. You look at the roster sheet here, 5'10", 230. I think he's more like 5'10", 240 with how he's built. Bregman with the rip and the goal.
We told you pregame down on the turf, keep your eyes on O'Leary in between the lines against that St. Joe's ride. It could be a factor.
It's actually Shane O'Leary who was moving so fast, the 8 looked like a 9, and that's the kind of quick goal that this St. Joe's team needs to prevent with their aggressive ride. Getting a chance to flatten out.
It's gotten Coach Cannell a 30-year career, that staple of the program, and every team he's ever coached is tough.
Backdoor feed and a falling down shot will even us up at 3 apiece. Look at that backdoor feed to Carter Castillo, his 10th of the year.
Makes a hitch, gets topside. Looks like St. Joe's D. Mitty tried to sweep the leg Cobra Kai style, but wasn't enough as you see him cash in low to high here.
And the most common answer was, it's not as scripted anymore. Teams are allowed to be creative with their offense. You're not running set plays every time, but UMass, when they are able to set up, it's when they've had their most success.
Great ground ball play here.
A ground ball picked up, and again, the poles get forward so quickly for this St. Joe's team.
Yeah, and to your point, Nate, like a lot of it is, you know, you can scheme in those unsettled situations and you can plan, but it ultimately, nice shot right there as you see him kind of hobbling away, but like you got to trust your guys, you know, that they're going to make good decisions, and that's a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, the creativity, the speed with the shot clock era, and even back to when there was no horns, like you can't sub people on. Well, he reminds me of Dane Smith, the way he leans in on guys. His assists are higher than his goal tallies. Right, and that's going to, you know, he's going to think hard, or, you know, now he knows that if he's coming in there, he's going to be picking himself up off the ground.
Anderson fakes
Good
it,
rotation.
drops it off, quick shot into the cross, and it comes back out, so it'll reset the shot clock here. St. Joe's with 50 to work with here. UMass tied it up 3-3 before the goal by Anderson, which was his 22nd of the season.
You got to keep your eyes on 62 inside. They're always bringing him for some ball side action on these dodges.
63 and 62, the danger man, and there is 63, saved by note. 63, Torrin Eccleston, who we talked about earlier. He was the 6th overall pick in the NLL draft. UMass again running their offense here, trying to create. Foley dodges to the outside, closed down by 2. Now Tobin absorbs the hit up high, manages to fire it across the slot where it's picked up, and a quick try at the buzzer. That would have been
Cage.
That would have been good if it went.
You know, those guys are down there calling the game, and they're letting the boys play today. There's a lot of physical play both ways.
And I think both head coaches would be happy with that result. Joe's looking for a 5th. That quick try is saved with the knob of note. And the race to the end line, a diving play. And that's the kind of hustle that UMass has been looking for. And UMass will just huck it up and make the play, but no pressure to the side. So here comes O'Leary. And yeah, he was thinking about an early shot. Instead, he'll dish it down low. Quick try, and Gross gets it up in time. Not a whole lot of mustard on that one. Off the timeout, St. Joe's looks to reestablish that 2-goal lead. And they're driving here, collapsing this UMass D, and an extra pass, and note aggressive to make the save. All teams, the parents of all teams, who are trying to split their viewing attention here as the second half gets underway with a face-off win for the visiting Spiders. But they are the 1 seed, and they get a quick goal to begin as a hammer of a shot will put the Hawks up 2.
I mean, credit to Ty coming out the front door with this, but if you're a face-off guy and you have the ability to throw a trail pass and get an assist on the play, I mean, that's unbelievable. Keeps his hands nice and high, sledgehammer at the county fair, ding, goal. We talked about Reich earlier. I mean, that kid can handle some pressure. As you see Jesse James, I know that's not his name, but he's a gunslinger, getting triple teamed by UMass here.
Jesse Jason turned into a double team, and UMass will come away with possession. But Jason, the only non-senior or graduate student on this top unit for St. Joe's, and that's because they have built so well for the present and the future. Imagine you've got an all-conference caliber player there, and that is a huge hit absorbed.
It's clean.
In the middle.
No, laundry.
And a flag comes out at the very end. It's Cargiulo who took that hit. He was up in the air when he absorbed the contact,
I'd like to see the
replay,
replay,
but where the call
I'm
comes
going to
from.
guess his arm gets a little high with, I can't see the number, but the UMass player was in the air. Is that
It's
Tobin?
Cargiulo. It's Cargiulo who leaps up here.
It's the arm.
And the arm's by his side. And
You be the judge at home. I'm not sure. Catching the pass, and now you got to sit down and play defense again if you're UMass.
And St. Joe's, with so many different weapons, they are capable of grinding it out. And here you have it. A shot from up top.
Save.
Note rises
Good
to
rip.
it. And the loose ball is there.
Battle.
A hunt for it.
A wraparound.
And a wraparound goal. How about that? A beauty for Carter Page. My goodness. 136th career goal, and that might be in his top 10.
That is the definition of swag right here. Bodies everywhere, scooping up the loose change, boop, around the world, and he changes planes. Are you kidding me?
Dodging from up top, left alley, now back as they look to set something up here. Anderson, so dangerous, twists through a couple, step down try, and a good save by Note in our pre-broadcast call the other day.
Yeah, this is an important possession for UMass coming here. Saracolo's been a little quiet. Oh!
Saracolo shot goes in and out, and Bregman picks it up. Bregman to the inside
roll,
Bregman
bang,
down
it's a big
low
goal.
And finds the back of the net for his first goal in 2 games, and a big one there for number 99.
You young players at home, he sells the upfield with a little giddy up step and then comes back underneath, high to low, between the wickets, turn and rake. But you got to get back in the hole because St. Joe's is showing that they are going to the rack after saves because Gross gets it up and out so quickly after saves. Here's
Good
Tobin.
scoop by Tobin, and that shot an
tracked it.
excellent save. Goals against is a team stat, but save percentage is not. And when a team doesn't give up all that many shots, it makes every save so much more important.
Absolutely, and it's all in how you respond, right? As you see Anderson with a little swag drag, and he takes that extra step to the middle and hangs it far side in the top corner. Highlight reel.
Anderson, his second of the day, give him 23 on the season. He had an 8-goal game earlier this year, and he's come up with some big ones here today. Here with the speed and skill of Anderson, who draws so much attention. Anderson, look at that step to the inside. The weak hand shot. He's a lefty, and he let that rip from the right side.
That is great individual defense from 33 in UMass to keep Anderson contained and basically bail his defense out. And then Note the save, of course.
With you for all 3 games, a big thanks to those of you tuning in.
UMass dumps it to Tobin.
Tobin, quick try, saved at the wrist.
Good ground ball there.
And a ground ball pickup for Druncic, who had a great game against High Point when Bregman wasn't able to go for much of that contest. But a big check and the ground ball picked up. Really aggressive footwork there from Gross. 5 of the 12 all A10 selections, though, in that preseason, and they ended up with 5 men on the postseason first team as well. And here they come again. Note makes a save right off the end of his stick. Looking to set something up here. They've created well from behind the cage today, almost using the cage as a pick sometimes. And they're trying to do the same here. They'll drop it off. Tobin ducks inside. Quick try and a goal.
Gets to the middle. Great hitch by Tobin. O'Leary draws a lot of attention. Little backhander beauty pass. And Tobin cashes in, getting to the heart of the defense. And anytime you're attacking from behind, you then force the goalie to switch his body and turn and find, we call it, right? And it's hard to get set. You see Tobin right here. Bang.
Tobin, the 2nd straight year leading UMass in scoring.
Used to be an assistant coach here when he recruited me a million years ago when I was in high school.
Perhaps the best individual face-off season of all time that year.
Bomber. Boy, he goes to the rack hard. This is a physical ball game right here.
So much talent on this team. Anyone is capable of hurting you, including Colin Reich, who's an experienced man himself.
He's got excellent footwork.
Anderson, the fake, carries through.
What a matchup.
Anderson, still Anderson, and he finds a seam and scores for his hat trick.
And the thing I love about Anderson's game is he's so physical. We call it cutting off the defender's hands. He leans in, and he's so big, and he just keeps going. And it was a great effort, but you see he just keeps going. And it looks like Note was thinking he was going to yank it back across, and it got a piece of it, but he sticks with it near side here.
And it's that little delay that ends up getting him the step. Curry Hicks cage, where they're going through their warm-ups right now. That game will begin at 6 p.m. here on ESPN+, but still plenty to play for before then as Tobin drops it off. Quick try and a goal, and it's Grant Breo, and it's back to 2.
A little two-man game here. You see Breo popping behind the dodge, little right-to-left split, and again, he changes planes and buries it low and away. Nice set from UMass to chip away to come within 2.
Grant Breo, who is going into construction management after this year. Anderson swerves his way through 1.
And Auble did a good job on him in last quarter, kind of sitting down. It's a big goal.
Quick try and a goal for
who else?
Our player to watch, Matt Bomer, the all-time leading goal scorer for the St. Joseph's Hawks, gives him his 147th of his career.
I mean, just puts his shoulder down, comes up the hash, and buries this. I used to work St. Joe's summer camp with that lad, and nice to see him on the coaching sidelines here, and no surprise.
Like
you knew he was a coach.
Safety, Gross gambled. It's Tobin with an open
trying to
cage.
get to the backside. This relentless defense.
Tobin the swim. Tobin hacked down, and Tobin loses the ball.
Coach Cannella wanted something there.
That's just excellent defense
trouble.
from the Hawks, and here comes Anderson.
What a save
by Note. End to end they go at Garber Field, and a big
in the
hit.
crease.
And
every dude is like 6'4" to 6'6". Swinging there.
Experienced,
yeah.
Hard to play against.
Leary dumps it over to Tobin.
Tobin, no-look shot through a screen in front, and he scores. He was screened by his own defender there, and it makes it a 1-goal game.
Yeah, you see Gross, I want to say he was anticipating a far side pipe shot, but Tobin just buries it down Main Street here. A little bit of a screen, 55.
Yeah, it was 55. Quinn, who ended up being in the way as their undisputed number 1, despite being in year 2.
Incredible. I like this.
That was
game.
indeed the first violation of the half, and that shot is saved by Note. 2 different experience for these goalies, with Note being a graduate student, and UMass trying to find a way to escape the pressure into a
coming over the midfield line, wreaking havoc. He's a honey badger. He don't care. Another possession coming back for St. Joe's. One of the best I've ever seen. I mean, they just execute it so well, and they're so athletic, and they just make plays.
Jesse Jason got the attack started. It's Anderson.
That's good.
He draws the double. It comes up top. Quick try and a goal. How about that for a snipe from Boomer? His second of the half.
High to low, changing planes. And Note sees it, but I mean, you get Mr. Man there, like 7-8 yards stepping down with his hands free. Like, great look at it from right here. I mean, look at that. Yeah, it's not in the top corner, but like, that's sexy. That's high to low. That is just swagger, low and away, baby.
Respects that and understands that and made sure to give the St. Joe's coaching staff the advantages that they would have had as the 1 seed, whether it was sidelines, jersey colors, etc.
Yeah,
Tobin, a bouncer at a tough angle, and a great save by Gross. That's an eye-level bouncing shot.
Look at him come out of the cage and make a play here.
Here comes Gross, and he can carry. He's got wheels, and here he comes.
No.
He's got to get back. There's no point at this stage of the season of trying something. We have seen a goalie goal, though, from Matt Note earlier this year.
Right.
Calculated risks. Under halfway remaining in this fourth, St. Joe's can push it to 3 with a goal here, but a good check frees up the ball, and it will be picked up by UMass. It went off of something they have done this year. Greg Cannella talked about their different coverages that they'll throw at you.
And their 2 shorties are their D-middies, number 1 and number
Foley
3.
to the inside, flag comes out, and the whistle will go. And 1 minute for a push is the Richmond and High Point, our second game today. As St. Joe's looking to salt this one away, and a great pass in front, and Anderson is there for his 4th of the game on his 12th shot off an unselfish feed from Torrin Eccleston. The Canadian connection puts the Hawks up by 3.
And like I was talking about Anderson's feeding ability coming into today, but today he showed me the other side of his game where he's filling it up. He's got some silky mitts. No tracks it, but nothing he could do with a guy on the doorstep. Hands free.
Salting away this game.
Anything coming back the other way, you see my boy 60 at the faceoff X. He's ready.
Levi Virch, another tremendous game for him so far today. Virch, 2 ground balls and a caused turnover.
Good D by Auble here.
Down to 15 to shoot. They'll get it in front.
Save.
Note makes the save, but it's picked up, and with a fresh 60, Anderson, so comfortable as well. He is a physical presence, but he's also got the smarts that come from when you are raised playing indoor box lacrosse.
Yeah.
The hands and the vision, so impressive.
Yeah, and if you're doing that, you're playing that type of ball at a very young age. What a save by Note.
But St. Joe's is going to back it up. And that has been the story of the season for this St. Joe's team. But UMass picks up the ground ball. Player on the ground. UMass looking to attack. Shovel pass. Down low in front. Chopped away from Saracolo. Gargiulo looking to pick it up. And a diving play to keep it in, but it'll go out of bounds. Absolutely. With the experience and talent to make it count. Quick two-man up opportunity here. It comes up top. Tobin, Sidewinder scores, and Mike Tobin gets a hat trick to make it a 2-goal game with 24 seconds to go.
Yeah, and again, UMass did weather the storm particularly well, especially when St. Joe's was going on those runs. And each time they got close, St. Joe's had the answer. And, that's the next piece for UMass is to, go on their own runs, right? And I think Coach Canella spoke about that in the pregame press conference with us where, they need to be more consistent, go on more runs.
Well, Mike Tobin, if UMass can't do the impossible in the next 24 seconds, playing his last name at Garber Field, someone who has already enlisted
Another
to
GB by Ty.
Serve the country, going to officers' school, a great family of UMass lacrosse players amongst the players playing their final collegiate game today. It's the hardest part of any collegiate season. St. Joe's carrying it to the corner. Carter Page, who had himself a great game, will throw it up to the air, and the St. Joseph Hawks have spread their wings, and they're flying to the Atlantic 10 championship game.